Hey guys, what's going on? It's Cody Steck. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. I'm really excited to talk to you about what we have here today. We're going to actually be taking a look at an article. I'm going to throw it up on the screen here and I'm going to read it off here on my phone. I wanted to share some thoughts about what I actually read in this article, being an investor myself, being a real estate agent, working with, traditional buyers and sellers, and also working with investors. I feel like I've got a pretty unique experience in my market, and seeing what's happening with these investors and the deals and what we're going to talk about here. I think this is going to be some important information. So let's jump into this here and take a look at what we've got. So this article says profit margins hit razor thin 11-year low for real estate investors. Now, right off the bat, you might be thinking, wait a minute, the market's been so hot. How is this, how are profit margins going to be razor thin? Well, I think in this instance, and we might learn here in the article as we read it, this is talking about people who are doing fix and flips, buying a property, adding value to it, and then reselling it for a profit. And yes, that market has gotten squeezed. However, if you own rental properties, you have benefited massively from the increases in real estate prices across the nation over the last 5 to 10 years. So that's something to kind of keep in mind, that we are talking about a couple different things here. The holding costs rise and ROI falls. Competition from consumers and iBuyers increase. Here are some of the top issues that may have small-time investors concerned in 2022. All right, so looking at this information here, a growing number of independent investors, nearly 1 in 2, believed heading into 2022 that the market was worse or much worse than a year ago, according to the year-end analysis by RealtyTrack. Profit margins have narrowed to their thinnest point since 2011, with inflation and high home prices conspiring to thwart good deals and profitable sales, according to the report. The findings suggest traditional homebuyers aren't the only ones struggling to score in an unprecedented housing market, and it's weighing on smaller investors and home flippers. Indeed, some of the factors that have created one of the most competitive real estate markets in history are weighing heavily on small-time investors. So this is really interesting because in this article, they're talking about how these little small-time investors are getting squeezed out. And I want to share my thoughts on that because I think it's really happening for a couple different reasons. Number one, the market is extremely competitive right now. Whether you're a buyer in a high price range, a low price range, looking at a house that's been recently remodeled, or looking at a house that needs a ton of work, every single home, at least in my market, is going for above the asking price with multiple offers. It's absolutely crazy. And it makes for such a tough market, especially if you're a newer agent. It makes it very, very difficult to get in. Now, that being said, I also think that there is a lot of competition for these real estate investors who are trying to buy property because they know that the values are going up. And so there's a flood of people into the market. Fix and flip has always been the sexy thing to talk about. Everybody loves talking about real estate and talking about renovating houses. So it's always been something that people are drawn to. And I think there's been enough people who've gotten involved over the years and seen the profits that can be made, that now there's such a influx of those buyers, those investors looking for these properties, that some of them really are operating on razor thin margins. Now, I do know there's deals out there trading hands. I know a couple investors personally who are making $30,000, $50,000, $80,000 on single deals, even $100,000 plus because of the increases in the market, but they are having to pay more upfront, and the cost of construction and materials is going up as well. And so it's kind of just causing this perfect storm where it's like, yes, prices are going up, which is good when you sell the house, but when you buy it, that also means you're going to pay a premium there, and you're going to have higher construction costs along the way for those remodels. So the moral of the story here is that, I think rental properties are a great thing to have because you get the benefits of the increasing property values without having to go through the buying, the selling, the renovating, in most cases, on those properties. So that's something I would just kind of leave you with. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you're ever thinking about making a move to Real Broker, reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you about it. My information is in the description box below. Share this video with a friend or a family member who's also an interested party in real estate or anything of the like. And with that said, catch you guys in the next one.